In a beam of uniform strength, the bending stress developed is constant and is equal to the allowable stress at every section of the beam. A. True. B. False. C. D. The correct answer is true. The bending moment of a cantilever beam of length L and carrying a uniformly distributed load of W per unit length is at the fixed end. A. WL4. B. WL2. C. WL. D. WL22. The correct answer is WL22. Two shafts A and B are made of same material. The shaft A is of diameter D and shaft B is of diameter D2. The strength of shaft B is as that of shaft A. A 1/8, B 1/4, C 1/2, D 4 times. The correct answer is 1/8. A body is subjected to a direct tensile stress in one plane. The shear stress is maximum at a section inclined at to the normal of the section. A 45 and 90. B 45 and 135. C 60 and 150. D 30 and 135. The correct answer is 45 and 135. The bending moment on a section is maximum where shear force is A. minimum, B. maximum, C. changing sign, D. 0. The correct answer is changing sign. The springs in cars are used to store strain energy. A. correct, B. incorrect, C. D. The correct answer is incorrect. In a stress-strain diagram for mild steel as shown in the below figure, the point A represents A. elastic limit, B. upper yield point, C. lower yield point, D. breaking point. The correct answer is elastic limit. The unit of Young's modulus is same as that of stress. A. true, B. false, C. D. The correct answer is true. In the below figure, the point B represents upper yield point. A. correct, B. incorrect, C. D. The correct answer is correct. The tensile test is carried on materials. A. ductile, B. brittle, C. malleable, D. plastic. The correct answer is ductile. If percentage elongation of a certain specimen made of a material A under tensile test is 30 and the percentage elongation of a specimen with same dimensions made of another material B is 40, then material B is more ductile than material A. A. correct, B. incorrect, C. D. The correct answer is correct. Factor of safety is defined as the ratio of A. ultimate stress to working stress, B. working stress to ultimate stress, C. breaking stress to ultimate stress, D. ultimate stress to breaking stress. The correct answer is ultimate stress to working stress. The value of equivalent length is taken to be half of the actual length of a column with one end fixed and the other end free. A. agree, B. disagree, C. D. The correct answer is disagree. The shear force diagram of a cantilever beam of length L and carrying a uniformly distributed load of W per unit length will be A. right-angled triangle, B. an isosceles triangle, C. an equilateral triangle, D. a rectangle. The correct answer is a right-angled triangle. Whenever some external system of forces acts on a body, it undergoes some deformation. As the body undergoes some deformation, it sets up some resistance to the deformation. This resistance per unit area to deformation is called A. strain, B. stress, C. pressure, D. modulus of elasticity. The correct answer is stress. Two solid shafts A and B are made of the same material. The shaft A is of 50 mm diameter and shaft B is of 100 mm diameter. The strength of shaft B is as that of shaft A. A 1/2. B double. C 4 times. D 8 times. The correct answer is 8 times. In calculating the strength of a riveted joint in tearing, shearing, and crushing, the A. Actual diameter of rivet is used. B. Actual diameter of hole drilled for rivet is used. C. Mean diameter of hole drilled and rivet is used. D. Smaller of the rivet diameter and hole diameter is used. The correct answer is actual diameter of hole drilled for rivet is used. The strain energy stored in a hollow circular shaft of outer diameter d and inner diameter d subjected to shear stress is A. X volume of shaft. B. X volume of shaft. C. X volume of shaft. D. X volume of shaft. The correct answer is X volume of shaft. Fatigue test is carried out for A. Stresses varying between two limits of equal value but of opposite sign. B. Stresses varying between two limits of unequal value but of opposite sign. C. Stresses varying between two limits of unequal value but of same sign. D. All of the above. The correct answer is all of the above. The section modulus Z of a beam is given by A. I/Y, B. I/Y, C. Y/I, D. M/I. The correct answer is I/Y. Every direct stress is always accompanied by a strain in its own direction and an opposite kind of strain in every direction at right angles to it. Such a strain is known as A. Linear strain, B. Lateral strain, C. Volumetric strain, D. Shear strain. The correct answer is lateral strain. The shear force of a cantilever beam of length L and carrying a gradually varying load from 0 at the free end and W per unit length at the fixed end is at the fixed end A. 0, B. WL4, C. WL2, D. WL. The correct answer is WL2. When a rectangular beam is loaded transversely, the maximum tensile stress is developed on the A. Top layer, B. Bottom layer, C. Neutral axis, D. Every cross section. The correct answer is top layer. The compressive strength of brittle materials is its tensile strength. A equal to, B less than, C greater than, D. The correct answer is greater than. In spring balances, the spring is used A. to apply forces, B. to measure forces, C. to absorb shocks, D. to store strain energy. The correct answer is to measure forces. According to Euler's column theory, the crippling load of a column is given by P2 EICL2. In the Euler's formula, the value of C for a column with both ends fixed is 4. A. Agree, B. Disagree, C. D. The correct answer is disagree. The torsional rigidity of a shaft is expressed by the torque required to produce a twist of 1 radian per unit length of a shaft. A. True, B. False, C. D. The correct answer is true. The stress developed in the material without any permanent set is called A. Elastic limit, B. Yield stress, C. Ultimate stress, D. Breaking stress. The correct answer is elastic limit. For riveting, the size of hole drilled in plates is shank diameter of rivet. A equal to, B less than, C greater than, D. The correct answer is greater than. When a bar is subjected to a change of temperature and its deformation is prevented, the stress induced in the bar is A. Tensile stress, B. Compressive stress, C. Shear stress, D. Thermal stress. The correct answer is thermal stress. For a given stress, the ratio of moment of resistance of a beam of square cross-section when placed with its two sides horizontal to the moment of resistance with its diagonal horizontal is A12, B1, C12, D2. The correct answer is 2. The Young's modulus of a material is 125 GPa and Poisson's ratio is 0.25. The modulus of rigidity of me material is A 30 GPa, B 50 GPa, C 80 GPa, D 100 GPa. The correct answer is 50 GPa. The layer at the center of gravity of the beam as shown in the below figure will be A in tension, B in compression, C neither in tension nor in compression, D. The correct answer is neither in tension nor in compression. A simply supported beam A of length L, breadth B and depth D carries a central point load W. Another beam B has the same length and breadth but its depth is doubled. The deflection of beam B will be double as compared to beam A. A correct, B incorrect, C, D. The correct answer is incorrect. The center-to-center distance between two consecutive rivets in a row is called A margin, B pitch, C back pitch, D diagonal pitch. The correct answer is pitch. The buckling load for a given column depends upon A area of cross-section of the column, B length and least radius of gyration of the column, C modulus of elasticity for the material of the column, D all of the above. The correct answer is all of the above. A continuous beam is one which is A fixed at both ends, B fixed at one end and free at the other end, C supported on more than two supports, D extending beyond the supports. The correct answer is supported on more than two supports. When a body is subjected to two equal and opposite pulls as a result of which the body tends to extend its length, the stress and strain induced is A compressive stress tensile strain, B tensile stress compressive strain, C tensile stress tensile strain, D compressive stress compressive strain. The correct answer is tensile stress tensile strain. The pull required to shear of a rivet in double shear per pitch length is A 4x D2xt, B 4x D2x, C 2x D2xt, D2x D2x. The correct answer is 2x D2x. Lame's theory is associated with A thin cylindrical shells, B thick cylindrical shells, C direct and bending stresses, D none of these. The correct answer is thick cylindrical shells. The ductility of the material with the decrease in percentage elongation of a specimen under tensile test. A increases, B decreases, C remains same, D. The correct answer is decreases.